Have you ever imagined standing before a giant, twice your size, wielding a massive weapon? And all you have is a sling and a few stones? Do you have the courage to fight? Let's uncover the inspiring story of the young man who achieved the impossible. David, the one who faced and defeated Goliath. David, a name familiar to anyone who has heard the stories of the Bible. This young man, once just a simple shepherd, achieved the extraordinary, defeating Goliath, a giant warrior who terrified the entire army of Israel. But what made David the one to defeat the giant? Was it just luck, or was there something deeper at work? Today's story is not just about David's victory, but about faith, courage, and how we too can become giant slayers in our own lives. Let's delve into this extraordinary tale and uncover the valuable lessons within. This story will show you that sometimes the smallest things carry the power to overcome the greatest obstacles. Let us begin where it all started. A young man with unshakable faith and unexpected courage. David's journey is not just a victory, but a testament to the power of faith in the face of adversity. Before stepping into the battle with Goliath, David had to face countless challenges. First, let's talk about the doubts. When David volunteered to fight, even King Saul doubted him and said, "You are just a boy. How can you face a warrior who has fought since his youth?" But David was undeterred. He answered with great faith, "The Lord who saved me from the paw of the lion and the bear will save me from the hand of Goliath." David's words moved King Saul, and he agreed to let him fight. Then came the preparation. David refused to wear King Saul's heavy armor. He chose his familiar sling and 5 smooth stones from the stream, believing that was all he needed. David believed that true strength was not in weapons or armor, but in his faith in God. Does this feel familiar? In life, there are times when others doubt our abilities, but it's often faith and preparation in the smallest things that make the biggest difference. Like David, we don't have to be great to accomplish extraordinary things. What matters is believing in yourself and trusting in God's guidance. And like David, when we face great challenges, never forget the strength of what is familiar and simple. Ask yourself, are you ready to face the Goliaths in your life? Great challenges don't always need grand solutions. Sometimes the smallest things can bring the biggest victories. And David, armed with just a sling and faith, was ready to write his own heroic chapter in history. He didn't just represent himself, but an entire nation placing their faith in God. This was the moment when all doubts and challenges would be answered. David believed that with God's guidance, anything was possible. And that's the lesson this story teaches us. Nothing is impossible if we have faith and preparation. So are you preparing yourself for your own battles? Remember, sometimes the greatest strength is not in what we have, but in our faith and how we use it. Do you have enough faith to step up and face challenges that seem insurmountable? Let David's story remind us, strength isn't in size, but in faith and preparation. The moment of confrontation between David and Goliath was breathtaking. Imagine Goliath standing over 3 meters tall, advancing with a massive sword, while David, just a young man with a sling in his hand, stood his ground. Goliath mocked David, saying, "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" But David courageously responded, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin. But I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel." David's words echoed across the battlefield, momentarily freezing the air with tension. Then the moment arrived. Goliath charged forward, bringing massive destruction with him. But David didn't flinch. He pulled a stone from his pouch and placed it in his familiar sling. David swung his sling. The stone flew like lightning and struck Goliath squarely on the forehead. The giant fell to the ground, shaking the battlefield. A moment that stunned both armies. A young man defeated the mightiest warrior with faith and precision. David didn't just defeat Goliath with his skill, but with unshakable faith. He knew this victory didn't come from himself alone, but from God's guidance. This victory wasn't just David's, but also Israel's, a nation that placed its faith in God. Even King Saul couldn't have imagined the young man achieving such a great feat. David, from an unknown shepherd, became a hero loved and admired by his entire nation. Goliath, with all his might and arrogance, was brought down by David's faith and preparation. David's story wasn't just a victory, but a reminder that nothing is impossible when we believe in God. This wasn't just the triumph of one man, but a triumph of faith and courage. And this story remains a symbol of overcoming challenges that seem insurmountable. So what can you learn from David? How can you face the Goliaths in your own life? Faith, preparation, and courage. These are the elements of the greatest victories in life. David proved that it's not physical strength, but the power of faith that creates miracles. His story would be told forever, reminding us that anyone can make a difference if they put their faith in what is right. David and Goliath is not just a tale of victory, but a testament to the power of faith and courage in the face of adversity. After the battle, David became a hero in the eyes of all Israel. From a simple shepherd, he was respected and loved, not just for his victory, but for his strong faith and humility. But interestingly, this victory was not the end of the story. It marked the beginning of a long and challenging journey for David, filled with both mistakes and moments of glory. And for the Israelites, the victory over Goliath was not just a physical triumph. It was a symbol of faith and hope, that even when everything seems impossible, as long as we have faith, miracles can happen. This victory became a reminder that sometimes the smallest things hold the power to change the world. The Israelites found not only hope in the victory, but also learned to place their faith in God through every trial. The story of David and Goliath is not just a tale of victory, but also a story of strong faith and the will to overcome adversity. Remember, even in the face of great challenges, faith can help us overcome anything. And this story will continue to be passed down from generation to generation as a reminder that miracles are always present in faith. The victory over Goliath is a milestone, not only in Israel's history, but also in the hearts of those who believe in the power of faith and courage. David's journey continued, and his story is proof that every challenge can be overcome when faith leads the way. After his victory, David always remembered that his strength came from God, and faith was his greatest weapon. This victory was just the beginning. Greater challenges awaited David on his journey to becoming a great leader. For the Israelites, this victory sparked faith and hope that God is always with those who place their trust in Him. That small stone changed history, reminding us that nothing is too small to make a difference. Even as a hero, David never forgot his roots, a shepherd with unwavering faith. God's light was the compass that guided David through his greatest trials. After every battle, peace returns, but faith is strengthened more than ever. The story of David is not just of one era. It became an inspiring lesson for future generations. The Bible reminds us that faith can move mountains, and true strength comes from humility and trust in God. David's journey was not always easy, but he always trusted in God's guidance. The victory over Goliath is proof that with faith, we can overcome any challenge, no matter how great. Faith didn't just help David win. It was the light that guided all of Israel in their darkest moments. David's story with Goliath is not just a physical victory, but a lesson in faith. A force powerful enough to change destinies. David's story is a powerful reminder that we can all become giant slayers in our own lives. Giants don't have to be literal giants. They can be fears, challenges, or doubts holding us back. But what made David victorious wasn't physical strength. It was faith and the willingness to face challenges. The small stones in David's story are proof that the simplest things can bring great strength when we place our faith in them. So in your life, what is your Goliath? It could be the fear of failure, criticism, or challenges you've never dared to face. But David's story reminds us that no matter what your Goliath is, you can defeat it. The secret isn't in strength, but in faith and the willingness to act. When you believe in yourself and in God's help, you can achieve what seems impossible. David proved that preparation and faith in what's right can overcome any challenge. And when you face your Goliath, remember, you're not fighting alone. Remember, the small victories today will gradually lead to great changes in the future. This story raises a profound question. Do we have the courage to face challenges like David did? Faith, preparation, and courage aren't just for historical stories. They are lessons for all of us today. Remember, every challenge carries an opportunity for us to grow and become stronger. And you, like David, can turn your small stone into a tool for making a big difference. So never underestimate the power of faith and preparation, even in the smallest things. David didn't win through his own strength, but through his trust that God was with him. And are you ready to step into your battle with faith and preparation? Just like David, let this story remind you, we can all overcome adversity and create positive change. Stories like this don't just belong to the past. They're a source of inspiration for the present and the future. And remember, victory isn't about avoiding challenges, but how we overcome them. Heaven isn't just a destination. It's something you can build through small actions every day. David's story is a powerful reminder that faith is the unending stream in each person's life. We don't have to be the strongest. We just need to place our faith in what is right and move forward. The story of David and Goliath is a reminder that nothing is impossible if you believe and dare to act. What does David's story mean to you? Have you ever faced a Goliath in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss more inspiring stories. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.